And we're back here at Boom and Bust. I'm here with Tom Caldwell. He's chairman of Caldwell Securities. Tom, Canada suffered a 40,000 job loss in August, which was the third month in a row. Does that mean anything? Does it portend anything? Your thoughts on that?
I think it does portend a great deal. We have countries are in competition just the way companies are. We're in competition for smart people, for money, for investments. We have, to paraphrase a phrase used at a different time, we've never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. We have had no policies in terms of where we go as an economy, what we want to be when we grow up. You look at Mr. Schroeder from Germany, the disappointment in his face when we say, "Oh, we're not going to do LNG." We've talked about liquid natural gas processing in Canada for 30 years. We should have been supplying because it's environmentally friendly. In Asia, it replaces coal.
Hmm.
That helped all of us, but it didn't fit the mantra or the narrative of the time. And then again, we're blocked there by different interests. We can't go over certain properties or grounds. Similarly in Quebec, with no pipelines going across there. We either we're a country or we're not a country. So my point here is we can't supply LNG to Germany or in Europe, and there's going to be a big problem coming there. So we are an energy powerhouse, and we're doing our best to sabotage ourselves in that regard. But we don't have an overall policy of a country unified, trying to do something, trying to build something. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is driving hard for jobs, for opportunities, for plants, etc. And remember, our American cousins are quite protectionist. They're on again about softwood lumber. That's been going on for 20 years, for Pete's sake. So we have to be a factor on the world stage, not just in world trade, but everything, so that we have a say at the table. We don't anymore. We are represented really by just smart aleck comments at G7 and these. It's an embarrassment, and everybody knows that. So the point here is we are falling behind. If I look at the portfolios for which I'm responsible for, I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight, but over time, we're going to fall further and further behind. Ergo, my investments are still skewed. I stay in North America, but more toward the United States, because even with their problems, they understand business. But we are often these side issues that, frankly, are sophomoric, and we've got to get beyond that. And that's going to job losses. Get used to it. We're not going to keep up. And an interesting thing, one of the biggest capital investment sectors in Canada is housing. Hey, that's great. But guess what? Housing is a non-productive investment because
Right.
once it's built, the only money it generates is for gardeners, etc. We're not building the plants and the equipment, and that's skewing our numbers the wrong way. I don't know whether Ottawa's really paying attention to that.
Well, that's a really good point that, to base not your entire, but for most of your economy on housing stock may not be the smartest thing in the world. It has short-term advantages. So.
Well, I look out my window here in Toronto at all the condominiums that have been going up and forever. And yes, we are an immigrant country, and that's a wonderful thing. And Toronto is an immigrant source because you can come from anywhere in the world and you're going to find your community in Toronto. This is great things. It adds to the mosaic. But all of these condominiums, we're going to fill them up. What are we going to do for jobs? Because I look in the buildings that I work in, say I work on King and University, a lot of these stores downstairs are closed now permanently.
Right, right.
Even there's a lot of people coming back, but not at the same numbers.
Right, right. Yeah, I want to talk. Maybe we'll get into this now. It might be also after the break, but is work from home sustainable, do you think, Tom?
Well, I can only speak of our industry. Our industry, at least our company, we're an idea organization. Ideas travel verbally. You bounce ideas around, you refine them, etc. If you're going to build a business, it's not the same. You can delude yourself and say you're doing a good job. I mean, take a look at the passport office. The government people are at home, lineups around the bus, social insurance numbers, all of this stuff. It does not work as well. I worked from home many years ago when I was setting up a company. It didn't work. You're not as efficient, no matter how you delude yourself. But we basically have policies that, work-life balance. That's great. But if you want to succeed at something, you got to have imbalances from time to time. Otherwise, you got to have, when I was a young man, I had to work hard. I have a little bit more of a work-life balance now, but I earned it as opposed to starting out that way.
Indeed. It'll be interesting to see what the trends are in the future on that, and maybe it depends industry by industry too. We're going to continue our discussion, however, with Tom Caldwell. He's chairman of Caldwell Securities. Very interesting about the state of our economy and his perspective on it. We've got to take one last brief break, but we'll be back. Please stay with us. We'll be back as soon as we can.